Hello, welcome back. This is Jacob, and today we are going to be continuing the narration and character voice acting for the main story of Arknights. This is part 2 for episode 16, Abnormal Spectrum. Alright, well, the menu did change a tiny bit, right? Nothing too drastic compared to where we were last time, right? But yeah, the menu did change and it looks metal as hell. But before we get to any of what that might be about, quick reminder to anybody who bumps into the voiceover through this very episode, you can find the full playlist for the main story of Arknights in the description of this very video, together with neatly organized many other playlists for other stories that may or may not be very heavily connected to the main story itself. So, if you have anything to catch up with that is in there, enjoy! And thank you very much. But yeah, we have quite the part to go through today, and like I said in a previous episode as well, but considering I will not be able to see all the menu changes in this very menu as I will be recording these episodes, in the final part for episode 16, I will look up. There probably is some online footage or at least images that I can scrounge together and see the different menu changes that have transpired as you progress through the chapter. The map itself does change as well as you're progressing, so that one will be at least easy to document. But this menu is sadly gonna be disappearing very soon. But regardless, I will in the final episode for this chapter provide all the different menu changes that have been present throughout this adventure. But yeah, we have quite a part to go through, and before we do that, we have two things to do. Number one is a quick little shout out to two very big and very different types of comments from the previous episode. In the previous episode, there were two very big comments. One was essentially compiling all the knowledge about Ursus that we knew about before going into this chapter, like a broad little spectrum of here is some knowledge as a primer and as a reminder, so thank you for that comment. And the other comment gave pretty much examples of, hey, here are real world examples of, like real history examples of stuff that was mentioned so far, or rather in the previous part so far in this story chapter. So to both of those comments, thank you very much for compiling all of that information. Much appreciated. And for anybody who wants to check out those comments, just hop back into the previous episode and you will see them there. They are pretty long comments. So I do highly recommend, if you want to see some interesting stuff, you can do it right there, and give the two of them some likes. They did some crazy compiling there. Much appreciated again. Thank you very much. Like I said, that is stuff that I appreciate. I really appreciate, because that comes in very handy. But yeah, anyway, that's one thing. The other thing is a quick little recap of the previous episode. For those of you who want to skip ahead and go directly to today's part, you can do so through the timestamps provided either on the, well, navigation bar of the video itself, in the description box, and in the chapter select, as the stuff that is in the description box just creates the chapters itself, so you can navigate quickly forward. But anyway, let's do the recap and then proceed into today's part. So then, last time we began the chapter in the year 1099, in the State Council of Ursus. In it, the Rhodswa, a sort of holy person, was for a few days now giving a speech that is leading up to his death sentence. In the speech, he is proclaiming that he saw the end of Ursus. We then jump to an unknown year in the past, where we saw Mantra protect a bunch of Ursus civilians from an Emperor's blade. Upon fending him off, the people with her mistook her for a Rhodswa herself. Back then in present time, our Rhodes Island team has arrived in the central far north mining district in Ursus, looking for the missing squad led by Raidian, but a cloud of dominion is in their way. With them there is also an Imperial Guardswoman by the name of Aloysius. Jumping then back in time to a few days ago, we see our team arriving in the far northern town of Bresk in Ursus. Here they run into some problems with the guards in the city, but luckily they get saved by Aloysius. Aloysius shares some information on abnormal infected in the mines in the area and asks for cooperation from Rhodes in this matter. Quick little flashback then to before even setting out to Ursus in the search for the sarcophagus. It was originally Raidian and her team who were sent to do just that. But contact was lost, so the Doctor, Amia, Monster, Mantra, Elysium, and a few others head there to look for them. Radian, meanwhile, is with the miners of the far northern district, who are led by a man named Rankin. The miners are trying to leave the mining district for reasons, but can't right now because of tracking chips within their bodies. Rankin asks Radian for help in removing them. She agrees, and Radian and her team succeed in doing so. Meanwhile, in Bresk, the Doctor is given permission by the Grand Duchess Elizabeth to meet with her. In this meeting, Aloysius gives high praise to Rhodes for their knowledge and expertise in neuropathy, and the Duchess finally gives permission to enter the far north's mining district. Back to present times then, our team is taking a detour to reach a research institute here in the far north because of the Dominion. They run into a conflict between a group of miners and a patrol squad, which gets resolved thanks to Aloysius. After reaching and entering the institute, the group splits into 3 parties to look through the complex for anyone who might still be there. Amia and Aloysius go to the basement, and in the morgue there they find strangely mutilated bodies of uninfected people. The Doctor and Monster discover the entrance to a secret room and in it find Xenia, a researcher who might hold the information they need. Xenia is not in the best headspace though, as they also find a suicide note next to her, and she mutters something about a substance called Oka, and that it might be able to kill a royal guard. And that is pretty much where we left off last time, so let's see where we go from today. In today's part, we're gonna be obviously continuing from where we left off last time, which means we go from stage number 5 all the way to the end of stage number 9. So, let's begin on number 5, titled Dividing Line. The time has come. Those who stay shall suffer, and even those who leave are not immune. Central Far North, Mining District Laboratory, Ursus. Did she just say Royal Guard? I heard her say kill the Royal Guard even. So she means the substance called Oka killed the Royal Guard? Is that possible? A sort of demonic product even scarier than their Dominion? An unidentified substance discovered from the mines, used by researchers to experiment on both infected and non-infected. Results proved to worsen neuropathy symptoms. Maybe it's just a special name for a substance? We can't come to a conclusion before we've seen it ourselves. Xenia! Xenia! Look at me. Can you remember anything? You're... Monster thinks this attempt will be as fruitless as the last, but the woman's glazed eyes suddenly pop wide open. She immediately clutches the clothes before her, pulling Monster close. You're... the director? Director Kotset? Did you come here for me? I want to go back. I want to see the professor. I want to see Professor Ilya and Liuda. But I don't think they'll want to see me, right? A coward like me who couldn't do anything. Do I still deserve to see them? However, the woman does not wait for Monster to respond before releasing her grip and returns to her prior position on the floor. No. Something's off. You're not the director. I never saw her again, just like the others. She wouldn't be here.
I even saw those who came after her, and they... They? Who did you see? Was one of them a short Liberi who's always smiling? Liberi... Yes, I've seen her. Where did she go? I don't know. The group that killed the Royal Guard... she was with those infected. They'll die. Everyone will die. I don't know. I don't know.
She needs a sedative. She's dehydrated.
So the information we've been getting...
The miner's escape is related to the Royal Guard. Mantra mentioned that the contamination caused by the Royal Guard is spreading south. So the answer is obvious.
But did the Royal Guard really get killed? By a bunch of miners? How's that possible?
Perhaps we should consider, what it means if it is indeed real.
The Grand Duchess actually locked the mines down to cover up the fact that the Royal Guard died in her domain? But that's impossible. Be it the Tsar or the armies, they won't let the matter die so easily. If she was really trying to cover it up, she wouldn't have agreed to let us in from the start. Does that Imperial Guard know about this too?
That's right. That is exactly what we need to consider. Let's contact Amia and Mantra first. Roger, Doctor. Likewise, we have made progress here that coheres to your information. There are traces of fighting and some medical equipment lying around. Rhodes Island standard issue. We'll meet you ASAP.
Understood, Doctor. We'll be right there.
What is it? Have your companions discovered something?
I'm afraid we can only explain after we regroup. Aloysius, are there any other leads here we should be aware of?
There are limits to what I know, and I can't draw any more useful conclusions. If needed, it would be acceptable to let your doctor come here to investigate. Though, this only makes me even more certain the army has no more baseline whatsoever.
Could I ask if you know anything else about what happened in the mines?
What do you want to know? The experiments conducted here, or something about the mutated infected? What's wrong? Amia has always resisted using her powers in such situations, and in such a manner. But still she tries to probe the Imperial Guard's mind. Aloysius's head shows only her hazy doubts, and no guilty conscience.
Nothing. Let's go. Doctor, these papers and the suicide note, what should we do with them?
This note barely mentions the sarcophagus. That guardswoman gave us information, so we should repay the favor.
Is it over here? What a quest. Oh, I'm sure there's a secret or two buried here, searching this deep.
Wait, who is this? The guardswoman's gaze rests on the pale-faced woman leaning against the wall, eyes shut.
A researcher who didn't evacuate. Her name is Xenia. We wanted to ask her if she's seen our friends, since the researchers should have bumped into our mobile medical team, but she's been in a daze and is severely dehydrated, so it's unwise to press her.
And these candles and wires on the ground?
My guess is her attempt to take her own life. Doctor, what exactly happened here?
We came just in time to prevent an explosion. The situation is a bit complex.
And what are those papers in your hand?
A suicide note. You should take a look.
A researcher who achieved nothing, a mysterious substance called Oka, and human experimentation. It seems the dead we saw down below were killed by this Oka.
They were really conducting human experiments here? Damn, I was just making an offhand remark back there. Mantra just shakes her head.
I see the Grand Duchess has truly hidden many things. But what was the point of the experiment? I'm not surprised the researchers resorted to such base methods, but they should have had some sort of goal. And this researcher hasn't said anything.
It seems like some research materials have been destroyed on purpose, but it's unclear if that was done by the miners or researchers.
So, we still don't know how those mutated infected came about. Though we know now at least that the miners who were still alive have escaped. And save for this one researcher, they're the only clue to cracking this case.
The infected miners left after ransacking the place. They went south, our only clue.
We should hurry. How long will it take until this researcher is well enough to field questions? Hard to tell. She's severely dehydrated and in a pretty bad state too, so we should prioritize her recovery. What a pain. We don't know how long it's been since they left, but we should grab the chance to catch up since we know where they went. Though there's no way we can bring this woman along with us who can't even move on her own.
Monster and I will stay here to look after Xenia. The rest of you, go after the miners.
Are you sure you want to stay here by yourselves? It is your choice, but I still have to remind you. No one knows what's going on with the mines in the far north, so no one can guarantee your safety.
We'll keep ourselves safe. You can trust in Amia's command.
Doctor?
You can do it, Amia. Trust your own judgment. I will go with Amia. Doctor, I hope your efforts prove fruitful. Once Xenia can move again, we'll come and find you. Signal should gradually improve upon leaving the contaminated zone.
So it's settled. Doctor, if the signal doesn't improve, we'll come back here after we find the miners to regroup with you. Very good then. That is our backup plan. Let us hurry now.
Central Far North Mining District, Ursus, 3 days ago.
Over here! Hurry! What's the rush? This lousy positioning system works only half the time. It might not even be here. Last time it was a burden beast that escaped just to find some grass to chop on. And this thing only sent a signal to the outpost after it ran more than 10 miles away. How do you know if it won't be the same this time? Technically, no one should be at the south exit since it's been sealed for a long time. Huh? How did you get here from over there? No, you're not even a member of our squad. What are you doing here? That's my question to ask. This area isn't under your jurisdiction, is it? It's past the time to care who's covering where. The one who gets the news and catches the runaway infected first gets the credit. Now get lost, you're in my way. According to you, I was here first, so the credit goes to my squad, no? Whoever finds those gold first gets the credit. What are you doing, Tosha? Stop wasting your time with them and continue your search. Over here! They're all hiding! What did he find to laugh like that? Go and see. There's a hole up ahead, and they're just tunneled in there, thinking we wouldn't find them. Oh, boy. This is too funny. Do you think it was a trench? Tosha, Gesha, take everyone and drag those burn beast brains out here. The positioning data shows there are quite a few of those runaway infected miners. Do you need our help? How many heads are in your squad? We're a small one, just 6 of us. That's a big group. If you say so. We're the only two remaining idle squads around here, and we got here first. So you have to share these spoils even if you don't want to. What?
A shrill shriek breaks off the stale standoff. Sounds of struggle and boats broken by blunt instruments immediately follow.
What's going on? Help! Save me! They've gone bad! Yeah, these infected are all crazy!
You're not wrong. You'll witness both the wrath and madness of the infected. So yeah, Xenia is not in the best of headspaces. You could say that. That is an understatement. But we have some clues as to where Raidian might be. At least our team has some clues. We know where Raidian is. But yeah, they are splitting again into two groups. The Doctor and Monster will stay behind with Xenia and watch after her, while the rest is gonna go and look for Raidian. Also, very interesting little detail I want to point out there. First off, I like how more proactive both Amiya and the Doctor are right now in the story. But then again, I mean, it makes kinda sense considering the very recent loss, right, with Calcet and everything. Calcet was doing some heavy lifting. let's put it like that. Despite the fact that obviously Amiya is the leader of Rhodes Island, now that Calcet is not there, who was one of the three pillars of Rhodes Island, the other two are they're picking up slack, and I kinda like that. I kinda like that in both of them. Even in this little cutscene here, the one tiny bit where Amiya actually proactively is using her powers just to make sure that her counterpart is not bullshitting her and is actually telling the truth. A very nice detail. I hope she doesn't overdo it though, because overusing those powers could lead down a very dangerous route. But it's a very nice detail that she is very cautiously using the powers to just make sure everything is okay. But yeah, that is happening, and meanwhile our our tier miners are well, they're putting stuff into action, it seems, and oh boy, they're definitely using the chips that they removed for certain purposes. But anyway, before we continue, we have new enemies on this page, or rather in this fight. We have the Army Light Artillery, and it says standard issue light artillery of the Ursus army, typically used for city defenses. Aging artilleries are passed down to the patrol units as they are still perfectly adequate for the task of suppressing rebellions. The other one is the Army Shield Guard. Shield guards of the Ursus army. In the distance, a faint black line presses slowly forward. No one knows what their massive shields signify, only that screams keep coming from the cloud of dust in their wake. That might be one of the most metal descriptions for a unit that I have ever heard in this game. Holy hell. Faint screams. But anyway, we move on to stage number 6. And before we head into the story, this is after the battle stage cutscene, so we have a new unit yet again to introduce here, which is the Fort Breaker. War machine developed by the first arsenal of Ursus, representing the cutting edge of Ursus's military technology, only used in important battles due to massive energy requirements. Basically a mech. Ursus has mechs. And these, I don't know about you guys, but these remind me very much about mech designs from the early RoboCop days. And for those of you who have watched the early RoboCop movies, that is concerning by itself. That is concerning. But anyway, stage 6 is titled Flickering Pain. And it says, fear forces a swift decision. Better correct or not. Central Var North Mining District Laboratory, Ursus.
Xenia! Xenia, are you awake? How are you feeling? Feeling? I don't know. Am I supposed to feel something? You're not Kaltsit. No, you were never her. Why did I even ask you that? Suka my head. What am I even saying? I'm Monster, an operator of Rhodes Island, and also a companion to Kaltsit. Monster? A familiar name, though I don't remember where I heard it. And what about you? Why are you... Easy now, no need to rush.
I'm Jacob. We're from Rhodes Island. We need your help.
So you're indeed connected to Director Kaltsit. Rhodes Island. Serafina talked about the place. What sort of help do you need? What help can I even give you, as I am now?
Take this back.
Oh, Bok. Burn it. I thought I'd be awake enough to destroy it myself, but it seems staying sober did not save me from this headache anyway. This was written for the dead, and I hope it did not cause you any offense.
Sorry, but we read it. We have questions. You were a Sarcophagus researcher in Chernobog. Your writing and way of addressing Kaltsit prove this as well.
That was a long time ago. I was just an assistant then, following Professor Ilya around and running basic data analysis. I barely had any significant ties to the project. But now I see it as the very link to my ruin. I'd rather all of that had never happened at all.
But you still treat Kaltsit as your director, and the research is still on your mind. Do you know where the sarcophagus is currently located, or where it possibly could have gone?
It's complicated to explain, but we really have to find the sarcophagus. No, wait. Explain? What do you mean by currently located? Is it not in Chernobog? What? So, not only is the sarcophagus no longer at Chernobog, the city itself has completely changed. I don't know what happened, and I have no clue where it went either. Sorry, I can't help you.
Then, do you know of Artyom Chudayev?
How do you know this name? Let's skip that first. You know him, right? Did he ever tell you anything about the sarcophagus? No, I've actually never met him. What? After the incident in Chernobog that year, someone with that name contacted me by mail. He called himself a friend of Professor Ilya, expressed his condolences about what happened, and showed a willingness to help out a student of his old friend and recommend me to some other laboratories within the country. I once thought it a nasty joke until the well-founded labs mentioned in the letter actually came looking for me. This would happen a few more times. Indeed, he gave me many more rare opportunities. But even now I have no idea who this man is or why he helped me.
He contacted you again recently?
Yes, he invited me to Deity Griffenberg, claiming there was an important project I could deploy my skills on. But I was tired. What could I even do? Looking back on what I did, all I could bring was more calamity. If I had to choose where to end my miserable life, Let it be the frozen soil out here in the far north. Doctor, what do we do now?
That project in Griffenberg sounds somewhat suspicious. It sounds like she doesn't know much about it either. Xenia, how did you come to know Serafina?
The lab had to supervise the mobile medical team in the mining district, so we got acquainted rather quickly. Though we never spoke much to each other, they don't allow researchers to get too close to anyone unrelated to the project. It's a bit too late now. If you wanted to find her, she left the lab with your people. With that group of miners. That's all I know.
What is the Oka mentioned in your writing? What kind of experiments did you do on the infected miners?
A wretched mistake. I didn't know. I had no idea they would use Oka to do those things.
Calm down. There is still time to rectify mistakes. Central Far North Mining District, Ursus.
The central mining district is huge, and all 11 mines are connected by a surface transport system. Stations are installed at every mine to deliver raw ore to be washed, processed, and stored in the warehouse. The map seems to indicate this is the largest warehouse, and the worker dormitories are right next to it, with the south mine exit behind. This layout... Storing originium in a warehouse so close to the dormitories does not mean they trust the miners, but that they absolutely do not care about the hazard posed by active originium particles.
Mia.
Yes? Did you find something?
A chip. I saw it from the research lab terminal. Every miner here has a positioning chip in them. This could be why the miners we met earlier were found by the patrol unit. Before the miners we were chasing chose to leave, they must have gotten rid of these.
Did they tear out the chips themselves? You were right, Captain. In the south dorms we found bandages, hemostats, and other medical equipment, all Rhodes Island issue. There's blood on the bandages and equipment. They turned the metal beds into a makeshift operating table and might have performed surgery on it. I suspect quite a big fight happened here, and the injured had to patch up their wounds. So those are normal findings. Captain's asking if you've seen any tracking chips that were forcibly removed. No sign of any such thing. No, we've swept this area. As Aloysius says, the man-made damage inside and outside the warehouse seems to imply a fight broke out. But I think it was a minor scuffle, unless the fresh snow is covering up some of the aftermath. Alright, good work. Captain, shall we take a look?
There is no answer, but Ephidia walks straight in the warehouse's direction. The soldier pauses, then follows the group's footsteps.
Looks like you figured it out. To be honest, I called it a big fight because...
The guardswoman steps to one side and motions Elysium to help lift a waterproof sheet. The real hole is filled with uneven matter covered up with a white substance that at a glance appears to be thick and dirty snow.
This smell... doesn't seem to be snow.
Correct. It's limestone.
And below it are corpses. I told your operator earlier I already investigated the area, and they took it as is, and did not search the place any further. I wasn't going to tell you about this. They probably wanted to burn the bodies first, before realizing they couldn't get a big enough fire going, and they resorted to whatever was around. Quicklime to cover the stench, and a waterproof sheet to hide the hole. It worked, since we didn't smell the blood. Yes.
Mantra shakes her head.
Captain saying the dead are patrol unit members. I can't say for sure. I'll climb down the hole and find out just who our unlucky customers are. I'll help. It's fine. Just pull me up later.
Aloysius jumps right down and stands on the edge of the hole as she wipes some limestone off. She grabs a sleeve, quickly drops it, and goes over to check the clothes on the next body.
Alright, could you help me back up?
Before anyone extends their hand, Mantra moves her thick tail down and wraps it around Aloysius to hoist her up, then releases her gently onto the ground.
I've never been treated like this.
Mantra shakes her head.
Alright, not the best time for that. So sorry, Captain. I'll get to the point. Most of the bodies down there are indeed patrol unit members. The first and second layers, at least. I found this too.
The Crown looks at the fragile crystal fragment in her hand. Most of it has been charred, but the neat circuit proves it used to be a chip.
Quite a few on the ground down there. Fragments like this one, or even less. It seems like they made a difficult choice. You're putting it lightly.
Mantra shakes her head again.
Captain says the miners probably attracted a patrol unit with their chips and then off them all in one shot. After all, they only got the time to remove everyone else's chips after eliminating their pursuers. This sort of organization ability, certainly not your garden variety miners. Their leader definitely has military expertise, or perhaps something else. Something else? An Ursin folktale. The great Urotstvo descends upon those in distress and leads them out of dire straits. Just a tale born of boredom though, so don't pay it much mind. But we ought to find them before their actions become more radical. After all, it's just a patrol unit today, but tomorrow it could be the military police, and then it might just be the Royal Guard. We have to find them before things get even worse. Mantra, what are you looking for?
Mantra's eyes sweep through her surroundings, and after a long silence, Amia hears her voice in her mind. That young Imperial Guardswoman reminded me of something. The Urotstvo.
I think, I remember seeing this word in Dr. Katzid's documents. It was related to Ursin research on demons.
A long, long time ago, I too was on Ursin soil. After a few mishaps, I was taken to be a Urotstvo. Only then did I learn of an unrecorded Ursus secret, so hidden that even libraries in Sargon's City of Gold did not know it. The people of Ursus venerate the Urotstvo. They believe the Urotstvo's love transcends both the mortal realm and suffering, and this is how it has the power to lead one astray.
So you think what's happening here is related to the Urotstvo? But shouldn't the Urotstvo be at the heart of deity Griffinberg?
Only a hunch of mine. Everything that has happened here gives me a sense of unsettling familiarity. Amia follows Mantra's gaze and scans the area, but does not catch anything unusual. Perhaps I was overthinking, but I also found some unexpected delight. Raidian has left a beacon nearby.
News from her? Wonderful. So this is how you and Raidian communicate.
Back at Babel, Raidian was my first assistant. But her talent far exceeded that role, and she led her own squad after becoming an elite operator.
I heard there used to be many on Rhodes Island who feared you before Raidian joined us.
Occasionally, it proves to be true. Some of our colleagues are better at speaking than thinking, and interactions can be problematic, while I am no expert at explanation. That is how my fearsome reputation got passed around the Rhodes Island water coolers. A few emergency operations where I probed into minds without prior notice, and after several rounds of exaggerated retellings, I became a witch who could stick my hand into their heads to toy with their minds.
Oh, I heard this one in a story Theresa told me. I thought it was a circus legend.
Perhaps that was a true circus tale. The speaker would have been defending me in saying that. After Raidian joined Babel, she stood amongst those defending my reputation. But today, Elysium is the flag bearer in that regard, as are you.
It's our responsibility.
Just as I thought. Found them. Mantra reaches out to wipe snow off the beacon's base, and slowly the symbols on it are revealed. She feels the faint signals left on them, and some words gradually float into her mind.
Ursus, Casimir border, reunion.
Central Far North Mining District, Ursus, 3 days ago. You know what, Doctor? We beat those patrol unit monsters!
Please, calm down and don't move. It's a deep wound.
No big deal. My life would have been well lived even if all I managed was ending the lives of those brutes. How can I even relax like this? I never imagined this. Those high and mighty patrol unit guys couldn't either, I bet. That one day they would have to bow down to the infected. He even asked us to spare his life. Lucky I went straight for his head. Rankin was right. No one can tread on us forever. We'll track those old bastards out from their ivory towers one by one and let them have a taste of the ground.
But,
Rankin, we've already searched the place. A total of 10 Ursin medium-sized military trucks, with little fuel left. If everyone gets on it, it'll only last us around 200 kilometers. Besides weapons and medicine, we found some food and water. It's not much, though it's no medicine either. That's pretty good already. I don't think these were worth the price we paid. Right, we discovered a container door with extra encryption on it. We need an identification code. Huh. Can anyone here tell me what other secrets are lying around here? Patrolling the mines at this hour on this day. Not telling me you stumbled here from boredom.
I don't know. I'm just a driver. No better than a burden beast. I go wherever the captain tells me to.
The code or your life. Choose.
I don't know. I really don't know. They've never given us the code to prevent the goods from running off. Only the recipient can open it.
Running off? What kind of a thing would do that? Answer me! What the hell's inside those containers? Nikto, give me one of those explosives.
Rankin, what are you...
Just do as I say. Rankin sticks a small Raidian bomb to the container's lock. A simple move, but he almost drops it from how fast he's breathing. The door slowly falls. Rankin sees no fewer than 30 to 40 bodies packed in a 10-meter squared container, all long deceased, with no exception. Some had struggled to the very last, their Raidian crystals piercing into neighbors with messy, bloody wounds. No doubt, they were stuffed in here still alive. Rankin can no longer tell what stole their lives away, and he does not wish to think about it. Did you know?
What?
Drop the act! Who was it? Who gave you the order?
The mind boss. No, the Grand Duchess. She made us do it. She cares about the miners here, those in charge. Here, get punished if the head count drops. They always have to patch up the gap by buying some infected with their own funds whenever one miner escapes. Sometimes they get non-infected to solve their problem and it costs more. But I have nothing to do with all of that. Look, you already killed the actual bad guys. I'm just a driver who listens to his boss. I'm the same as you, right? Infected, sir, please let me go. I promise I'll desert the patrol. You just pretend I died.
No, we're different, you and I. None of us willingly became infected. But you had a choice. You could have chosen not to stand on the same side as those murderers. There's no reason I should forgive you. Rankin, we're done organizing the food we found. These patrol unit guys have it good. Tonight we can...
Father?
What?
Father, is that really you? Wonderful. Please explain to him. Tell him I'm not evil. My father's an infected. How could I hate them?
Anea, didn't you go to Griffinburg?
I did. I really did. I didn't lie to you. But I needed money to stay alive, even in Griffinburg. They don't just hand out bread and meat. Being a driver was the only option I had. Father, please save me. I'll never do this again.
Holy.
He silently stares at the oblivious elderly miner, then gestures at Holly with his head to look at the container.
I won't try to reform him, much less release him. If he truly is your son.
Rankin throws a knife on the ground and walks away.
No, wait. But this is not my boy. Is it?
Father?
Even the late autumn weather fails to prevent the corpse's rotting stench from spreading out into the air. The old miner's gaze shifts between the mess of mangled limbs in the dark depths of the container and the tall young man before him. Finally, he shakes his head incessantly, as if refusing to believe the truth.
My son wouldn't say such words. He wouldn't do something this disgraceful. You're just a damned bastard. Why? Why do you wear my son's skin? Why do you live inside his body?
Originally trembling, the old miner explodes into a rage, knocking the man down to the ground. His fists rain like a storm, as if trying to drive something out of the body. The man has no strength to resist.
Who are you? Who the hell are you? Oh, poor Ganea. His soul could have been saved. This isn't how it should have been. It was you, abomination, that left him with nowhere to go. Just die!
Alright, so first off, woof. That ending with the father and son there? Holy shit. And also, not a cool move, Rankin. Not a cool move. As much as I get the intention that he was going for there, not a cool move. Making the old guy literally kill his own son. Not a good move. I get it. The son, not like he wasn't implicit in the whole thing, and especially who knows how many infected he has transported like this and have died in containers that he was just driving around, despite definitely knowing what he was driving around. He is definitely implicit in the whole thing, but oof, come on.
You could have killed him yourself. Not let the dad kill his own son. Jesus Christ. We'll talk about this later. There's a tiny bit more to this to this whole kerfuffle that happened here. But anyway, couple of other interesting things during this cutscene. Number one, Xenia proclaiming that it's weird that the sarcophagus is not in Chernobog anymore. And obviously she has no idea about it anyway, because why would she? I mean, she was not on the project at all over the past couple of years. since the whole incident from back when. So why would she even know what the hell is happening with the sarcophagus itself? It's absolutely makes logical sense, right? I mean, she's here in the middle of nowhere on top of everything else. But yeah, makes sense. And then a bit of mantra wholesomeness with Amiya. That was very sweet before the whole whole ending sequence with the dad killing his own son. But yeah, nice little wholesome sequence there with Mantra going a bit over her past with Rhodes Island, even during the Bobble days, and how she was perceived by people and everything because of circumstances and stuff like that, and even had some joy in it, as well as indicated by the tiny little laugh or smile, at least, she was putting on there during that little conversation. That was very sweet. That stoic figure never ever has any kind of facial expressions, so seeing anything else besides that resting bitch face, as someone would say, was very, very nice. But yeah, anyway, after this very nice ending to a cutscene, let's move on to stage number 7, titled Final Ecstasy. Everyone knows that happiness is neither lasting nor eternal. So what? At least eat something, Holly. Look, white bread. You don't see it much outside the cities. Not my son. Not my son. Far north tundra, Ursus, 3 days ago. Huh? They've started singing. Nikto! Found you at last! Come on, Nikto, oddball city dweller, professor and cynic. Let's dance. It's just the right kind of music. Now's not the time for dancing. The bonfire is going to draw attention in this darkness. But we found a tractor and a bunch of supplies. Not much, but enough to get us further away from the blasted place. Isn't that worth celebrating? Unchipped, out of the mines, beat the patrol units, and now we have a tractor and supplies. It's beyond my wildest dreams. Where are Vitochki and Rankin? You're always looking for them. It's like you're bound to each other. It's okay to give them a little breathing room, you know. I do happen to know where Rankin is, though. Besides the bonfire that you don't like. Want to join us? Last question. Who's playing the accordion? You'll find out if you come with. Nikto takes the glomless hand offered to him. The balm is rough but warm, different from any other in those memories that he has intentionally forgotten. They walk in the direction of the bonfire and music. I said he was here. Yes, he's here. Many times Nikto saw him clench his hands into fists or swing a weapon. Nikto could not imagine how those hands, knotted with scars and thick with veins, could operate something as delicate as an accordion. He plays the accordion? Yeah. What about it? By the fireside, Rankin's calloused fingers leap across the keyboard as he gently pulls and presses the bellows. Music fills the air.
See? I told you. Come, don't just stand there. It's like we've got to relax every day.
She catches him like a hunter catches prey. As he is brought into the crowd, his feet instinctively begin to step in rhythm. Nikto was once an excellent dance partner. He tried to stop thinking about once when he came to the mining district.
Get that frown off your brow and everything off your mind. Just dance. Let your body move and rid yourself of all your troubles.
The crowd moves and sings to the beat, responding to the rhythm with every joint in their bodies. It is the simplest, most primitive form of dance. Nikto exhales and begins to move, bending his knees, kicking and spinning, every movement animated and rhythmic.
I knew it! You can dance! See? I figured no one could deny the energy here.
Nikto does not answer, continuing to kick and turn mechanically, unemotionally. Step forward and step back, jump and turn, until the next downbeat. He takes the hands of his dance partner and begins to lead the dance.
Wow.
No need to thank me.
No humility in you, is there? But, it's clear that you're really good at dancing, even to an untrained eye. Your speed and this magic under your feet. It's almost like flying. What do they call it? Enchainment? Call it the pathetic instincts of an ornament. What do you mean?
There is no explanation. Stepping energetically in time, Nikto pulls his partner towards him, then pushes her in the opposite direction. Laughing, she runs into a young man without a partner, but eager to try. And so Nikto lets go and hands her over to her new partner. By the time the dance has ended, Nikto is standing very near Rankin. Take one step back and he will be sitting by Rankin's side. But Nikto does not do so. Before he opens his mouth, he reminds himself. Do not press. Ask Rankin about the truth calmly, gently. Do not cause a commotion. Do not interrupt this rare moment of joy.
I didn't know you played the accordion.
I didn't know you danced.
I guess we're not close enough to share everything. But there is something you must tell me if you really consider me a friend.
You went to see Holly. Is he still not eating?
What did you expect? We need to talk, Rankin.
Rankin sighs, brings the melody to a close and hands the accordion to a nearby miner. Nikto recognizes the face of Pavel, Bogina's brother. Is Bogina still running a fever? He does not know. Pavel takes the accordion and begins to sing an unfamiliar song. Lively, soaring, yet sad. Sweet, so fragile flower, lean against the oak tree. Hang not your head, nor sway with the wind. Let's talk over there. Rankin gets up, and they leave the crowd and commotion behind.
You didn't need to do that. You could have done it yourself, like you usually did. I would have praised you for your kindness if you had sent Holly away on some sort of pretext when you did the deed. But why did you make Holly do it? Rankin the noble, Rankin the hero. Is it not enough that you've triumphed over the foe? Did you need to torture your own comrades like that? Does it make you happy? Make your victory more glorious? Why did you...
Because I was angry. Yes, I won't make excuses. Pretend that I expected Holly to let his son go. This was what I wanted. I'm happy about it. Should I be calm? Should I be merciful? End this pain like you said? Why should I? Did you think the people who were loaded into their containers did not beg for mercy? Beg for someone to end their pain? You accuse me of being unkind. Who would accuse those beasts on their behalf? I do not understand them. They look human, and they speak the language of humans, but their deeds are more monstrous than any monster. How could they prey upon their own kind like that, so calmly, so coldly? This difference frightens me. It's as though we never share the same human dignity with them. If they're not the monsters, then it must be me who is the monster. Rankin's words are clear, his tone impassive, as he gazes into the black night. Nikto wants to turn Rankin's head around and make him say to Nikto's own face. But he does nothing. Silence. But you were right. I didn't need to do that. It's pointless.
You're torturing yourself, Rankin. You shouldn't pretend to be as strong as you think you are, and you shouldn't demand that others be as strong. It's not my place to accuse you. You carry the responsibility of everyone on your shoulders. You must become the hero. It's a remarkable thing. But you can't pretend that the fear and hesitation in your heart don't exist. You're trying to hide from yourself. The result is what happened today. You lost control. It's dangerous. You don't know what you might do the next time your emotions get the better of you.
Thank you for the warning. I'll remember it.
Let's gather the others and put the bonfire out. It's time to go. How far until the next village?
Let's wait a while longer. They're happy. They haven't been so happy for a long time. We found a vehicle, and we're one step closer to the Kazimierzian border. Let them enjoy themselves a little longer, and warm themselves up a bit. You enjoyed yourself when you danced just now, didn't you?
What about Holly? Do you still care about how he's feeling? He won't eat anything, and he's not responding to people talking to him.
You'll come around.
You can keep thinking that way, if it makes you feel better.
Rankin turns around, takes a few steps toward the campfire, before stopping in his tracks. He turns back around and walks in the other direction, until he leaves behind the friend with whom he has developed differences, and the comrades still enjoying themselves. He keeps walking until the scene of unfading crimson once again fills his thoughts.
What do I do, Rankin? I think my skull's crushed. There's blood everywhere. Help me, Rankin! I don't want to die! Rankin!
Sorry.
Accept it. Accept pain, as you accept mortal pleasures. Accept death, as you accept the life that Ursus grants. Therein lies salvation.
Yes, I accept. Who are you? Who the hell are you? Our souls could have been saved. This isn't how it should have been. It was you, abomination, that set us adrift, never to find salvation. It's your fault that we have nowhere to go.
Abandon all hope. All of you. You never had anywhere to go.
Nadia, why are you here? Is Vitochki not with you?
I came to find you, Rankin.
Why? Is there something I can help with?
No, I would like to help you.
Oh,
You killed that thing. It became your revelation to carry the burden of all. I understand your pain. It is painful to carry the burden of the life and death of others, to carry the burden of duty. How could it not be? I witnessed how your soul became torn and tattered, but I do not have the cure. I could not compliment your courage, for it was the source of your pain.
thank you for your understanding. But there is no need to pity me. I chose this duty for myself. Besides, no, I never believed in revelations. I've always done what I thought was right.
Yes, you chose it yourself. Poor boy. No one can save you, except yourself. I can only send you my sincere blessings that one day, you will find salvation from pain and the peace that you desired.
The old woman puts a withered hand on Rankin's chest, and he feels his chest filled with warmth. Rankin touches his chest. Was he too tired? Or hallucinating? He does not feel his heartbeat.
Since you asked, let's start with the crackdown in the mining district. It began with people who had too much time on their hands, who discovered a new substance deep within an exhausted mine shaft. Of course, we began to study it.
The infected are one thing, but why can't we leave the mining district either?
There is nothing coming out of the mines. The miners are being shut inside their quarters, unable to go to work. Who knows if the originium veins inside have really dried up? Let's sit and wait. The Grand Duchess won't abandon us.
Wait, what's the point of waiting? They're not issuing our salaries, just supplies. Why not just let us leave then? Not everyone's so carefree like you. I've got a mother to provide for.
We've got news! The mines haven't been exhausted. What? Really? Guess what we found at the bottom of the mine?
The originium's grown back?
No, you don't have any imagination.
Imagination leads to futile hope, which leads to death. I don't want to die yet.
So, what exactly did you find? The geologists from Bresk say it's a geological fault, not exhaustion. Faults cause shifts in rock formation, resulting in the originium ore seemingly disappearing, when in fact it's been transformed.
Can you explain it in a way that a non-geologist could understand?
Meaning that the originium ore is gone, but something new has appeared. Look at this, fresh out of the hole. I'm taking it to the lab for analysis. Here is your chance to help.
The excited researcher takes out a flask of black liquid, the surface of which is smooth as a mirror, and shakes it gently.
Are you sure? I'm no geologist, but I don't think faults turn rock from solid to liquid. Are you sure they didn't make it up just so that we'll have something to do? I went down myself, alright. The stuff's everywhere. It's like an underground river. The miners said the originium ore was gone, but it's only been transformed into this stuff. You have a chance to be a co-author on my paper. You should be more grateful.
Fine, I'll come. Like I don't know you, just want to use my lab.
And what about it? Yours is the tidiest. Indeed. How could a fault turn originium ore from solid to liquid? But there was no need for us to doubt the truth that was plain as day. After swift analysis and comparing the results, we confirmed that it was a substance the likes of which we've never seen before, and we named it Oka. Then the Grand Duchess's orders came. Go straight into human testing. Who ordered it? The director? No, not even on the director's orders. We don't understand its nature, and we haven't even begun animal testing or energy testing. We're being too hasty. I'm going to find him.
There's no point in talking to the director. The volunteer quota has already been filled, and Lakota is moving forward with the tests. Besides, this comes directly from the Grand Duchess. She wants results in 2 weeks.
2 weeks? That's not even enough to find out its half-life. I don't like this.
If you don't like it, you can leave the Oka research.
I was in charge of extracting the active component of Oka, and I worked with Lakota to develop the animal testing reagent. Of course I want to continue. I just don't think this is right, to go straight to human testing with zero idea about what might happen.
The sooner we get results, the sooner the Grand Duchess lets me go home. That's my only concern right now. Like I told you, not everyone is as carefree as you are.
But, The human experiments began regardless. I was excluded and did not have access to the experiment data. I wanted to figure out the nature of Oka and why it appeared in the mines, so, the experiments on lab must be showed no progress, and at my wit's end, I even thought about experimenting on myself. I never did, of course, because I learned that those so-called volunteers were not volunteers after all. You need to get out of here, Xenia. Serafina? How did you get in here? I thought there were guards at the door. Are there new volunteers from the miners? Listen to me, Xenia. Those miners never volunteered. Even the patients who were in our medical posts were forcibly conscripted. Your colleague was such a smooth liar that I didn't detect she was lying at first when she said they volunteered. What? All those volunteers who participated in the experiments never volunteered. They never came back. Whatever's happening here goes against all scientific ethics. You remember Vitochki? The bell toller? The one who stammers a little? Good girl. She remembers everyone in the mining district, and she told Rankin, the foreman, as soon as she noticed that people had gone missing. First the infected miners, then their non-infected families. Rankin went missing for a while too, reappearing with the bodies of a few miners who had gone missing. Ksudar Batyushka. So when Lakota said that the experiments were paused because of equipment theft, I don't know the details about your situation, but the miners have left their quarters and are coming to the lab. They want an explanation. The miners are mostly infected, and they have the strength of numbers. The guards can't stop them if they're determined to force the issue. There will be blood. But I've never heard about any volunteers showing rejection symptoms, much less death. Are you sure? No, I'm not. Do you have the experiment data? No, I've been looking for the director all day to request access, but I haven't been able to find him. I don't know what you're researching here. Ultimately, the worst that can happen to the infected is to be incinerated. If this place still retains the functions of a hospital, as His Imperial Majesty hoped, you can check the incinerator or morgue. After that, you can come to the medical team's camp if you want to come with me. I didn't accept Serafina's invitation, but she was right. Clothing without owners was stacked haphazardly in the basement. The incinerator was still running. The last person keeping watch over the place had left, leaving behind bodies that had not yet disintegrated, scattered like the clouds. The volunteers who participated in the experiment died en masse in a span of just 2 weeks. The impact of Oka on the human body was beyond doubt.
Central Far North Mining District Laboratory, Ursus.
As was the case with the human experiments, I was excluded from the evacuation. The lab was empty by the time I went to the basement, learned the truth, and put all the still intact bodies in cold storage. In fact, I can only guess that there was an evacuation. I don't know where they went, the director, Lakota, or anyone else. Thinking back on it, it was just like Chernobog, except this time I was the one in the lab. You were too young at the time, and you were on the project as a student intern. You were not on the list of core staff. How did you know? Were you...
I understand. We found Dominion pollution in the mining district.
The Royal Guard was here. Not anymore.
Before you passed out, you said that Oka could kill a Royal Guard. Then you said the miners killed the Royal Guard. Which one is true? Or are they both true?
Shit. I don't think there's anything to talk about. How does an ordinary person who was born and raised in Ursus describe the sudden collapse of violence that had dominated her life for so long? The Royal Guards are the stuff of nightmares to the children of Ursus. They watch your every word and action, so you are cautious and careful, so you are well behaved and obedient. They are invincible, undefeatable. When you suddenly witness the death of one, if it only means that something even more terrible has appeared.
The miners touched by Oka killed the Royal Guard.
No, I don't know anything about it. Forget I ever said anything. I didn't see anything and you didn't hear anything. Just leave. I've told you everything you wanted to know. Everything that I can tell you.
Even if all it does is accelerate the deaths of the infected, it would be an unimaginable disaster if it got out. Leave aside the question of who killed the Royal Guard, or even if anyone killed him at all. We don't know if the fleeing infected miners came into contact with the substance.
If they did, and it is contagious, they would not have allowed the researchers to leave. The changes brought about by Oka are not necessarily contagious. At least based on the experiment data that I managed to find, they haven't begun comparative observation yet.
Do you still have a sample of Oka?
No. What would you intend to do with it?
It's not about what we intend to do, it's about what we can do. We'll have to get our hands on a sample to find out.
But all these samples are... You're going into the mines? Now?
It seems to be the only option. Don't you want to find out what Oka really is? So yeah, the dad is not having a good time. That guy is going through emotions, so once again, thanks for that decision. Oh boy. But yeah, otherwise, was nice seeing the mining guys have a nice little moment to themselves and actually celebrate. and chill for one evening, not fearing for their lives and stuff like that, except the old man who is going through some psychological problems right now because of what he did. Again, he could have just stepped away, but after seeing what he saw and his son being there, he probably just completely snapped. he probably just completely snapped to whatever was happening there. But interestingly enough, and speaking of PTSD, Rankin is going through some interesting PTSD of his own, reliving the seemingly the killing of the royal guard, and an old woman is also very interesting. But on the other hand, the researchers that were working in the same lab as Ksenia, well, I mean, obviously it's indicated here by the cutscene as well that Ksenia would have pushed it as well to human experimentation at some point, but at least, like with anything in real life as well, when it comes to any kind of tests, you first start with normal lab tests, then you move on to lab animals, and then you move up to humans. This was just like, nope, straight for humans, let's go. It's like the SCP Foundation all of a sudden. Ursus suddenly became the SCP Foundation. Oh, we have Class D personnel, just shove them in and see what happens. We're gonna study from there. Except that they didn't even use Class D personnel. They just went straight for normal civilians and people who work in the mines. Good God. But yeah, Ursus, everybody. What else can I say? Ursus. But anyway, before we continue, we do have one new enemy to add here, and that is the Army Frontline Commander. Frontline commanders of the Ursus Army, who have received rigorous training and education from the military academy from a young age, ensuring their absolute loyalty to the Empire. Basically more brainwashing. And we move on to 16-8. And this is where our background is gonna change to this lovely red. Anyway, 16-8, nowhere to find. We have one new enemy here, before we venture in, called the abnormal Originium Slug. These Originium slugs have mutated due to environmental changes in the mines caused by an unknown substance. Approach with care, as they are highly unstable. Witnessed, is all I can say. But yeah, nowhere to find. A bonfire, a house, an answer, or perhaps a love that can be felt. Central Power North Mining District, Ursus. Do you need a break?
Huh? Oh, no. I just,
If you have reservations, we can look for it ourselves.
I chose to be your guide. Besides, I want to know the truth about Oka too. Worst case scenario, I guess they exile me. The path ahead seems to be safe, Doctor. I do not detect any life forms... Huh?
Ksenia glances at Monster, then quickly and awkwardly looks away. You notice the researcher has been following Monster quietly, looking to her from time to time. Even Monster has noticed it now.
You keep glancing at me, Ksenia. Do I look weird? What? No, it's just, seeing you brings back memories. What memories? You see, the problem is that I don't remember them clearly. It's so distant that it's become faded and indistinct, like ink on a piece of paper that's been submerged in water. But, may I ask you a couple of questions? Of course! I only hope I can answer them. You said your name is Monster? Yes, that's what they call me. Monster. Monster.
She chews on the unfamiliar name.
Monster, do you feel cold? Huh? What I mean is, you're quite lightly dressed. I can give you my jacket if you need it. It'll at least keep the wind off you before we enter the mines. I guess it might be a little too old. I get it. There's no need. It took me a little while to process it because you're the first one to ask me this question, but no, I'm really not cold.
You shake your head at Monster.
No, I'm not cold, but thank you for the offer. Were you about to say something, Doctor?
No, you two can continue.
It's alright, Xenia. You can trust us. We'll be walking together for a while. Feel free to ask any questions. Alright. You said you were colleagues of Director Kaltzit. Is Director Kaltzit well?
Were you close with her?
I wouldn't say that. I was Professor Ilia's assistant. I didn't have much interaction with Director Kaltzit personally. All I remember is a few. Xenia! Xenia! Yes, Professor? Why isn't the experiment data from this morning on my desk? I'm sorry, I'll go get it right now. How many times do I have to tell you? You need to be able to keep up with the pacing if you want to be part of the project. If all I wanted was someone to copy instrument readings onto paper, my 3-year-old daughter could do it. And what are these scribbles? Energy conversion equations? Do your job first, Xenia, before you try anything new.
What is this?
Director Kaltzit, it's nothing to waste your time on. Xenia is still young. It'll take time for her to get used to working on an active project. I'll take responsibility for any mistakes. Did you come up with this equation yourself? Yes. The theoretical model is quite creative, and the simulation model is sound. The equation would form the basis of highly efficient power supplies, if it can be successfully established. Kinetic energy loss has not been taken into account, however, and more validation of the data is necessary. Good grief. I'm sorry, Director Kaltzit. There is no need to apologize. You took initiative. You wanted to be part of what's going on. You can listen in on the next report session if you want. Really? And don't be so hard on her, Ilia. One should encourage the enthusiasm of youth appropriately. You made worse mistakes when you were her age. You're right. I understand. Thank you. It's true that Director Kaltzit inspired me at one point. Like many who were there, I had hoped that research into the sarcophagus would yield a new form of clean energy that could benefit everyone. That way, miners would be liberated from the dangers of the mines, and the lives of the infected would no longer be needed to fuel this monstrosity by the name of Ursus. I was young, naive. Never occurred to me that the country's character, like the character of a person, is not so easily shaken or changed. Regardless, I was very happy I got to hear Director Kaltzit's name after the accident. I thought maybe I would have a chance to, see her again?
About that, Xenia.
Sorry, forget I ever said anything. I assume it's something you may not answer. I just thought, you look like you might know the director. Perhaps you knew her, knew where she went, and if she's doing well. But I suppose it was never my place to know. Xenia.
Yes?
You'll see Calcid again. I promise. Oh, so you mean she is still? I am delighted to hear that. We'll see Calcid again, won't we, Doctor?
Yes.
I look forward to it. Should I get the chance, I would like to go to this Rhodes Island that Director Calcid founded and which Serafina has mentioned. One moment. Something's not right. We didn't see anyone on the way, did we? No miners? And even though we're very near the mine shafts, we haven't seen a single guard, a single patrol unit.
The Grand Duchess put the entire mining district on lockdown. Was everyone transferred?
I know about the lockdown, but the transfer? No, what I know is completely different. I thought the only problem was the failure of the Oka experiments. I never heard anything about the mining district being cleaned up.
It's definitely strange. We've hardly encountered any resistance since we entered the district. The defenses are even sparser than inside Bresk. The missing miners... where did they go? Far north tundra, Ursus. Rankin puts the finishing touches by carving on the door of the carriage, then throws away the rock.
I know how to draw the symbol now. I'll help next time.
Sure, you can do it next time. I'm done over here. Have you gotten the stuff out of the other containers?
Powell's side is done. The last two containers didn't have much in the way of useful supplies. Should we remove the mechanical components and take them with us?
You said you used to work in the machine factories in the city.
Yes.
Take a few parts that can be used on other machines. Maybe we can sell them for money. Assuming anyone would buy them.
We must also take the injured into account.
Госпожа Serafina.
We have too many injured. It's not realistic to immediately continue the journey on foot. We need rest.
Rankin, we took inventory and we should have enough food for... to last us 2 or 3 days if we ration it. It should last us until the next village.
I thought there would be more, but I suppose we should be glad we have what we have.
Vetochki found some nuts stockpiled by mass beasts. It'll sate the hunger for a while, and it doesn't spoil easily. Right now, we need medical supplies more than we need food.
Where do we find it?
Only way is the nomadic cities, or a mobile medical post. If we can contact one...
Rankin looks towards Raidian.
I can attempt to contact a nearby mobile medical post.
Thank you, Госпожа Serafina.
Don't thank me so soon. I have a condition.
We appreciate what you and your team have done for us, but in our current circumstances...
The injured must stay put while I attempt to contact the mobile medical post. It's my judgment as a medical professional that they need rest. The kind of rest that isn't bumpy.
Who are you taking?
Lydia, Powell, and a few sweet talkers who could coax coins out of their supervisors.
You didn't like those slick talkers from the ore washing plant?
It has nothing to do with my preferences.
Why not me? Because I might argue with you?
We're seeking help from a nearby village, not soliciting donations from a noble banquet in Griffenberg, Baron. Why won't work with farmers who can't even write their own name?
Call me that again and I'll break your nose.
You'll break your knuckles on it.
You don't think seeking help from the village is a good idea?
Right. Until Госпожа Serafina makes contact with a mobile medical post. However, we can't sit around doing nothing. We're not injured.
We've sat around doing nothing. We sang and danced. You played the accordion.
All past tense. Our supplies will run out soon. I must do what I can before that happens. While we're gone, I need you to stay here and take care of those staying behind.
I doubt the villagers would be charitable this time.
Of course. You people are glad to open their door and see an infected standing in it. We've already learned that.
How long has Rankin been in there? Should we check it out?
Calm down. Rankin told us to wait.
But last time...
Come out, Vitochki. I know you were following us. Rankin must have known too. He just chose not to say anything. Why didn't you stay behind with Nikto and the others? You need to take care of your babushka, don't you? Babushka said it's alright. I wanted to help, so I came. I can't help. Did Nikto know that you came with us? He might have thought that you went missing. I left a note. That works. You know, I thought you could be useful with us, but Rankin wouldn't have it. Where has Uchitel gone? He's going to negotiate with them. See if we can get some food. What do we have to trade? Parts from vehicles.
But he went over empty-handed.
Maybe he wanted to show that he means no harm. People might get the wrong idea if he was holding a weapon or a chunk of metal.
But he didn't take anything the last time either. And those people stalled for time while they sneaked someone out to call for the patrol units. I have to help him!
Pavel!
Chert, wait up! Stop it! Rankin is inside!
The miner covers his colleague's mouth with his hands and pulls him to one side. They can hear the indistinct sound of talking coming from inside the house.
Understood.
The sounds of metal grinding.
I've been for...
A sound of impact.
Something doesn't sound right. Promise you won't just kick down the door, and I'll let go.
As soon as he can breathe again, the miner points toward the back door of the house. There, clear as day on the snow, is a row of footprints leading away from the house.
Kovno. One of you, go knock on the door. Act anxious and spin a story when they answer the door.
Why don't you go? If they've got Rankin, whoever knocks on the door is next, isn't it?
I'll go. No, Vitochki.
Vitochki taps lightly on the door with her knuckles. The sound from inside ceases.
Who's there?
Keep knocking.
Back so soon.
What's going on? Sir!
Are you alright, Rankin?
Yeah? I thought I told you to wait outside. Vitochki? What are you doing here? So you're all miners who came out under orders to find supplies.
Yes, sir. I must apologize for what that fool did. He spent so much time underground that he's forgotten how to tell a good person from a bad one.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. We had a bad experience when we tried to seek help from another village, and I thought this would be the same.
Pavel, you're honest about things. I have a fair idea how people from other villages treat the infected. Most of Ursus is like that. But you're not those infected that don't care about authority or just Want to cause trouble? You're miners, right?
Yes, you know, of course, that we can't leave the mining district without permission from up high. This is our foreman right here. They told him not to go back until he's found supplies.
Would the bosses leave you to starve if you don't find it?
Yes, it's not so bad for us adults. But kids like Vitochki over here, how are they supposed to grow without eating?
Vitochki? This girl? She's a miner too? How old are you?
I'm...
Let me guess. 10?
15.
You're shy, like my daughter. She might have a child your age now if she's still alive. She went to the mines after she got the stone disease. Not around these parts. To the east, the northern tundra. It's further away anyhow.
The mines are good. Don't worry, Dedushka.
Dedushka? Grandpa, huh? I don't even know how and when she got sick. She wouldn't say. I haven't heard from her for a long time. Let's not talk about that. Sounds like you have people running your mining district. Some places don't care about their miners at all, giving them nothing to eat. And they don't give them any other way out either. I heard some miners got so desperate they ran away. They'd rather risk the patrol units.
Can you help us?
My wife went out to discuss things with the others before you came in.
So those footprints were...
You have the parts, Lydia.
right here.
Rankin takes the cloth package and gives it to the old man.
Here, you should be able to replace the aging parts on your harvester with it. In exchange for the food you shared with us. Sure. Honestly, I don't know anything about harvesters other than that it's been broken for a while. Do you mind helping me fit the part on if you want to help?
I'll take a look. I used to work in a machine factory.
That's great.
You really managed to get food. A fair bit of it, too.
You know, he says it was a good year for crops, but his harvester was broken. They managed to harvest the moss out by hand, only to have surplus grain sitting around in granaries, because the caravans didn't come this year. Life is hard for everyone without cash. Still, they were willing to barter with us, rather than waiting until spring to sell.
Lydia said those parts are worth more than Mossad.
As far as we're concerned, food is priceless. Must you go so soon? Yes, we've accomplished our mission. It's time to go back. I'd hoped that you would fill your bellies before you go. If you want, there are a few houses on the west end of the village that have been empty since the previous inhabitants left. Your group can take shelter there, make a fire, get warm and make some food. Spasibo. I can't tell you how grateful I am. There's no need. The girl helped us repair the harvester for next year. We're the ones who should thank you. Besides, it's not like we did much. Normally, we don't touch the collective food stores for winter. Patrol units are less frequent these days. But it's a chore when the tax collectors come around. All we old folk did was to take a little grain out of our own reserves, so that you can go back and say you've done your job. Not like there's anything else we can help with. Maybe you can tell us your daughter's name. We can try ask when we return to the mining district. Oh, she's not here in the far north. She's in the northern tundra, far to the east. Just tell me. Well, I suppose it can do no harm. Her name is Milana.
A pair of blank, soulless eyes gaze out from the darkness. The
cracking of the bonfire hides his indistinct mutter. Achieve salvation.
So yeah, cutscene, thank you very much for the calcite reminder at the beginning. Very much appreciated to be reminded of the very fact why the hell we are even in Ursus to begin with. But yeah, we need to get calcite back. But very nice little reminder over there, and also nice to see that the Xenia Doc and Monster Squad are finally picking up on the whole matter of where the hell is everybody gone to? No miners are anymore in that district where they're going to the very mine where Oka is located in. No patrol units, nothing. They literally ran into no one there, so that entire area really is just abandoned and quarantined. I mean, the miners have obviously escaped, so they are not anywhere near, and they have removed their chips as well, so they're definitely not anywhere near anymore. But on the other hand, nice to see that the miners have actually found a place for the night, to camp somewhere nice, safe, and in coziness of an actual village, and not somewhere out there in the tundra and freezing their butts off. So very, very nice. Actually finding nice people out in the Ursus tundra, very, very wholesome. Even though the guy is only helping them obviously because of the fact that he believes that they're officially there on well, official business to find some resources for their mine because their superiors have sent them out. Well, good cover. People are believing it at least, and you got some food out of it, so that's something. Also, I'm gonna say this right now as a little speculation, even though it's not gonna be confirmed in today's part, so that's why I'm speculating here right now. The old man was definitely signaling very heavily that he might be the actual grandfather for dear little Vetochki. But obviously no confirmation right now, and like I said, no confirmation in today's episode as well. So we'll see if that will come back at some point in the future, as a little flashback to Vetochki's mom or something, where someone is gonna like just casually drop her name, right? But we shall see about that. But yeah. Otherwise, this cutscene definitely ended on a bit of a suspicious note. So, in that regard, we move on to our first scripted operation, as we do have them in the main story. So, this is 16-9, titled Defense of the Mad. The definition of a lie is the truth you believe in.
No! No!
The young woman falls on the ground before your eyes, a black spear growing out of her body. Next to her body, a man is flailing with his legs, trying to push himself away from this dangerous place. Monster! Black is closing in. Black, black, black. Everything is black, except for bright red blood. You cannot even tell if you're facing something that is living or not. Do not fear! Not one step back! Stand up if you still have strength! Ah! The black steps through the bodies, some of whom were miners, some of whom were guards, and some of whom were just ordinary Ursins. The constant screams make it very clear that whether you turn to run or not, the spears appearing out of thin air will catch you. You can only watch as the spears continue to rise from the ground, impaling body after body,
threatening to blanket the entire ground. Suddenly, these spears remove themselves from the mountain of corpses, forming a longsword in the hand of the Black Shadow. The entity raises its sword and points it toward you, speaking in an indistinguishable voice.
You will die standing.
No, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die here.
Oh, it's a good thing. But futile. Is that?
Rankin, we're here to help. Rankin, you, Renat, we're here to help. You're here. You're here to help me. My comrades, you're here. We'll fight side by side, just like old times. Just like old times. Surround him, just like old times. One falls, another takes his place. Follow me!
Fool.
You feel the heat coming from behind you, like a burning fire that spreads all over you. It makes your blood run hot, and your eyes wide and clear. They shout your name and push you forward. In the embrace of solidarity, you leap and take aim at what seems to be the thorax of the black entity, and impale it. Death! There is no sound of blood dripping, no convulsion. Only the resistance of the blade growing lesser and lesser until it disappears altogether.
I see. I see. Gabrielus.
As the last syllable leaves its mouth, the uniform propped up by the shadow goes limp and stops resisting. You have put an end to the monster, with courage, with determination, with heart. With the support of friends who never existed. Your hands are heavy. Where are you? He's down! He's down! Ooh. Rankin, you... We killed him! Killed who? Black... Snow. Not enough. One obstacle dead and gone. But the snow is everywhere. Abominable snow. The snow will not stop. Rankin? Rankin! What do we do now? Rankin! Rankin! I am. Rankin! Rankin! The crowd rushes toward you like the tide. They rise you up and they pull you back down. You have felt this sense of weightlessness before. The crowd shouts, the crowd yells. Someone who should not have been here shouts your name in the deafening echoes. Rankin! You close your eyes and go back into the forest with these words. A border garrison unit. of one main mission. You are not there. Won. We won. As you rise and fall, you look towards the black dust in the distance, which is yet to fully disperse. Black smoke seeps out from every hole and gap in the uniform, like countless tiny tentacles, greedily wrapping and covering it until it is completely hidden. Under the black smoke, the uniform once again takes human shape, as though he never died. Did it. The executioner is dead. Those patrol units are no match for us now. Let's finish them. No, wait. Who's that? Impossible. You're dead.
The purity of death is a blessing that neither you nor I deserve. Besides, I never died.
Filthy lich. You can't scare Rankin, and you can't scare us. We'll kill you over and over, however many times it takes, until you can't stand again, until you can't speak again. Like this, right, Rankin? Yes. You can't scare us.
Mission accomplished.
The nights of the autumn are cold in Ursus. Snow falls from the branches as the cold winds blow. The crowd has already dispersed. There is no light coming from the distant huts. A tiny flicker of flame still burns on the charred firewood in the middle of the clearing, clinging to its last gasp of life as the north winds stare at it. A piece of thick firewood is thrown into the pile, and sparks fly in the air. They found us. Dry firewood lies in ash, slowly becoming charred and twisted before being swallowed by the leaping flames. The fire shines upon the face of the feeble infected, but he feels no warmth. The people here, everyone, it must be wiped away, like an air was. This way, they will never lose their goodness, nor abandon purity. Their souls shall never be defiled. He is in pain, a pain that penetrates his heart like a needle. He is cold, shivering like he just fell into a frozen lake. He must make himself warm again. 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces. 1 bundle, 2 bundles, 3 bundles. The flame that was so faint now pokes its head from the gaps in the wood like a burning demon, threatening to touch his creator with its tongue. The frail miner picks up a burning firewood and walks toward the silent houses. Tap, click, tap, click. The footsteps are rhythmic, one stronger than the other. Asleep, asleep. They're all asleep. You do not know what desperation awaits you, what judgment you will face. Aiding and abetting the infected before selling them out. Blissful ignorance, docile as a burden beast. But it is all right. I will help you. I can help you. For I shall meditate and share your pain. The madman carries the torch of fear, but the flame can no longer stem the cold. The cold pierces his bones. It comes from Oripathy, from the wind, from Ursus. He needs warmth. He sees a large pile of hay. Fire. He throws the torch. Cleansing. The flames awaken withering. Salvation! He has never felt so acutely alive. The ringing continues in his head. In the nightmare, Rankin is clinging to the last vestige of cognition and sanity. His sensations are returning, but the veiling grows nearer, not more distant. He forces himself up and staggers towards the door of the tent, seeking a breath of fresh air. Hot air rushes at him, evaporating the sweat in an instant. In the blink of an eye, all the feelings return to his body. This is not a dream, it is real. The stuff of nightmares has found a foothold in reality. Everywhere, people are fleeing as the houses that once offered refuge are devoured by fire. In the gushing smoke, the scent of charred despair clutches at everyone's throats like a demonic claw. How tiny is man, in the presence of terror. Rankin!
What happened?
No idea. The fire started all of a sudden. We can't put it out. All we can do is evacuate the others. The food we traded for is still inside. I have to go in.
Now is not the time. Wake everyone. Get them out of the village. Go!
But his commands do not bring order to the crowd. Fear continues to spread unchecked. He has never died.
No, I won. I killed him. I can save everyone.
What you tell?
What are you doing here, Vitochki? Get to safety.
What you tell? I...
Didn't you hear me?
Rankin tries to shake off Vitochki's hands, but the girl grabs his arm with all her strength. Babushka, she's gone.
What? Wasn't she with you?
The stammering girl gestures furiously, trying to explain what happened, but the terror on her face says it all.
Nikta! Continue the evacuation. We'll go find Nadia.
Okay. Rankin and Vitochki dart through the fire. The houses on both sides of them are burning, and the slightest misstep could set their clothes on fire. Babushka! Babushka! Rankin wants to yell too, but the feeling of helplessness continues to accumulate in his heart. It is stuck in his throat, preventing him from making a sound, preventing him from breathing. He knows full well what a fire like this means for an invalid old woman. What the... you... At the smoke-filled intersection, Vitochki covers her mouth and points to herself, then at Rankin, and finally towards the fork in the path.
No, Vitochki, you must not go off on your own. Listen to me.
What you tell? The girl's face is red as tears flow from her eyes. She holds her hands together in a strange gesture of prayer. She is not praying to the Tsar, nor to the Urodstvo. She is praying to Rankin.
Fool.
A shadow flashes across their vision. He's limping, but there is an unusual strength in his steps, as though he's being drawn in by something.
Ollie, where are you going?
The hunched figure ignores Rankin's cries, walking towards the sea of flames at the end of the path. Surrounded by the bright light of fire, his figure casts no shadow. He prepares to welcome baptism by fire, like the Urodstvo walking toward the execution grounds in legend.
Vitochki, wait!
I have committed murder. Not for food, nor for water, nor for abode. He continues to walk as he chants and pushes open a burning door. Even the scorching light of the flames cannot stop Rankin from seeing what is inside the house, overhaul his head. Flames roil and writhe, the charred beams totter, cracking like the moaning of the dying. An old woman sits straight in the middle of it all. She is sitting on the last chair without a sound. The flames are only inches from her, but they cannot touch her, as though an invisible wall is keeping them at bay. She has not a speck of ash or dust on her. Even her hair is immaculately clean. Her eyes gently shut, but at the same time she seems to be watching everything. I have cleansed their souls. So yeah, Rankin, about making that old man kill his son. That totally did not backfire on you right now, did it? Like, no, pun not even intended, but I guess the pun is there. It totally did not backfire. Like, my god, what the shit. But yeah, it is what it is. We make good decisions in life, and we make bad decisions, and sometimes the bad decisions come tenfold back to bite us in the ass. And this one definitely did. This poor village didn't even do anything bad. They were literally helping them out on everything, and just because Rankin made a stupid decision at one point and the old man went absolutely insane, he who knows how many people died actually in this fire. We'll have to see about that next time, because this is where we're gonna be stopping for today. But yeah, that old lady is super sus. Like, I don't know what's going on with the old lady, and obviously she's also in the picture for the menu right now, so there's something definitely sussy going on with the lady. I know they're also with these last couple of cutscenes and everything. I mean, first off, the Rankin killing the Emperor's blade there was metal as hell. That image goes super hard. But very weirdly enough as well, they're trying to build him up as a Jurodztvo. Like the first cutscene before the scripted battle stage. Oh, by the way, the scripted battle stage, I just want to point out one thing. I recorded it like 3 or 4 times because I was obviously practicing the voice lines on the stage itself, while I was letting the thing run and just see how long it actually is. But regardless, that one take you saw definitely in today's part that I took as the actual take, where the where the Emperor's blade is turned away from the miners. That was legitimately, out of the like 4 or 5 times I went over the stage, that was literally the only time it happened that he turned around. So here you have a rare one, I guess. I did not have that happen until I actually recorded the final one. I had to withhold myself from laughing during that whole thing. That would have interfered a bit with the sound. Even if I would have cut out the laughter. That was very funny. But yeah, anyway, they are definitely trying to weirdly enough build up Rankin as some form of Jurodztvo. I mean, the whole scene, as I was saying earlier, the whole scene where he together with other people kills the royal guard is the Emperor's blade is very, first off, very metal. Second off, very interesting because of the description of that apparently no one was around him when it happened. Like, no person, no friend, no comrade was around him, which indicates that whatever was happening during that scene, all of those people seem to have been just apparitions, summons, some form of specter, ghost, whatever the hell was happening there. I have no idea. Again, we'll see when we move on with the whole thing. But honestly, considering we left on the old lady, and the old lady is in the menu over there, being all spooky and glowy white, I think the twist here is gonna be that the old lady's some form of Jurodztvo or something else. Maybe I don't know if she could be something else. But I think the story is trying to deflect the Jurodztvo onto Rankin, but Rankin is just gonna turn out to be a normal person. I mean, there was also that earlier thing of where she placed her palm onto his chest, and he kind of weirdly reacted to it as well, which was interesting. Plus, the description of not having a heartbeat as well is kind of interesting. Now, I don't know if this is implying that Rankin is already dead, that he might have died a long time ago and maybe something is keeping him alive. Would not be the first time that a dead person is walking around, right? But yeah, interesting stuff, definitely. But we shall see next time how this story is gonna continue. But for now, thank you guys very much for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed. If you did so, please consider leaving a like. These these main story videos take quite a lot of time to make, so a like would be very appreciated to bump it up in the algorithm, and maybe a comment as well. So thank you very much. All of that really helps. So thank you. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And if you want to support me more directly, memberships are also open on the channel. Like I always say, no video will be behind a membership. It's purely there for support, so thank you very much. So, also very quickly to note, I also saw someone, if I won't forget, I also need to reply to that one, but someone also left a super thanks on the previous episode. Thank you very much for that as well. Much appreciated. I did see it, and I think I left some response. If I didn't, apologies. I'll see about that. But anyway, thank you very much. So to everybody who is already supporting the channel, be it through memberships or through super chats, much appreciated, or super thanks rather. Super chats are for live streams. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much, and I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye.
No, wait, explain. What do you mean by currently located? Is it not in Chernobog? What?
She doesn't know. She was never told. Huh. Yeah, I mean, she's not on a project anymore. Why would she be told about the sarcophagus's location, right? That would make no sense. She's pretty much been picked up and put onto another project and confined there. After the events of Chernobog, the sarcophagus there would be a top priority for the Ursus government, for, well, reasons that were uncovered during the whole incident and what transpired towards the end of the incident as well. So yeah, that would place a pretty huge significance, unless it was in Chernobog for quite a while afterwards, but maybe they heard about, through either spies or covert lines or whatever intelligence gathering that can be done. Maybe they heard about what happened back in Colombia with the Rhine lab, and in 3 months specifically with the hundreds and thousands of sarcophaguses that were there underground, how much power output they have and their significance. Maybe they deemed it necessary to move the Chernobog sarcophagus somewhere else. Then, right after that, that would seem like a normal, like, we've uncovered intelligence. Okay, let's move the thing. Now that we know far better what this thing is. Like, they had already probably some strong suspicion about some stuff, but maybe, again, speculation-wise, obviously, maybe that prompted them. Unless it was just like after the events of Chernobog, they were like, okay, we need to move this shit. Could be also as simple as that. Oh, wow, another new new standard operator design. Wow. Okay, so they're expanding these again. Over the last year, we got a bunch of just random HR personnel, engineers, medical staff, I believe, as well. I guess now it's time to expand the roster of the standard ops. Nice.
All right, could you help me back up?
Before anyone extends their hand, Mantra moves her thick tail down to wrap it around Aloysius to hoist her up, then release her gently onto the ground. How long is your tail? I know you're a snake, but come on. Holy shit. Enough to wrap it around Aloysius? Either the hole is not too big or... That's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of funny. For some reason, I can also hear someone probably yell somewhere out there, "Why not me?" that could have been me. There's gonna be one. There has to be one. There has to be one person who said that. I've never been treated like this. Right after I made the joke. Right after I made the joke, this bitch. I thought you were not into older women. What the fuck? I thought you were flirting with every young woman you around your age that you would encounter. What the fuck? Elysium? Buddy. Alright, not the best time for that. So sorry, Captain. Wrong time for a joke, buddy. Wrong time. Nice attempt, but wrong time. Fucking Elysium. I love this guy. He is a bit too dumb in some situations, but I love his energy. I love the energy he brings.
These patrol units, guys, gave it good. Have it good. Tonight we can.
Father?
But what?
Oh boy, this is gonna get complicated right now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, Rankin was about to kill this guy. Oh, this is gonna be weird. How are we dissolving this one? Rankin throws a knife on the ground and walks away. Oh god. Oh no, that's brutal. The old man has to make the decision, huh? Oh, Jesus.
It was you, abomination, that left him with nowhere to go. Just die.
Holy that was brutal. Holy shit. Well, that was very brutal. Fuck. Fuck me. Whoa. Oh. Oh, another new model, researcher staff. He looks pretty much like Xenia, just slightly altered and a tiny bit less detail. Or other detail to be specific. And another new model. Okay, the entire research staff gets new generic models. Nice. The sooner we get the results, the sooner the Grand Duchess lets me go home. That's my only concern right now. Like I told you, not everyone is as carefree as you are. And you are a monster in your own right, buddy, right now. What the fuck? Just injecting their shit into humans. I don't care if they're, I don't know, some kind of prisoners or criminals or whatever the hell. This is still not okay, bitch. You're a far bigger monster than her. Sure, it seems that Xenia wants to do human research as well, but she at least wants to go through the regular procedures before testing anything on humans. Good God. Okay, we're getting to something here. We're definitely getting to something here. The menu here didn't change though yet, so I guess it's about to. Let's see. Is director? Oh, do we want to give this this woman who is already on the verge, who already basically almost ended herself essentially? Do we want to tell her? Do we want to tell her? Please don't. Please don't. Please spare this woman. Tell her. Tell her she's not disposable right now or some shit like that. She's busy. Something. Tell her something. They're not gonna give us a Ilya model, are they? Probably not. Oh god, cuts it. Hi.
Well, I suppose it can do no harm.
Milana, huh? Okay. This is gonna be her mom, isn't it? This is gonna be her mom. She's gonna hear the name and... they're all gonna react to this name, aren't they?
Her name is Milana.
And we don't see the aftermath. Oh, never mind. Okay. A pair of blank, soulless eyes gaze out from the darkness. The cracking of the bonfire hides his indistinct mutter. Oh god, Holly.
Achieve salvation.
Oh. Oh, this man is not stable right now. Oh no! Oh no, Rankin, what did you do? Why did you let him do it? Fuck! He's so mind broken, he's gonna cause some problems. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no, we're doing it. Oh no, operation. Oh, this is gonna be something, What is this? What is it called? Defense of the mad. Oh, the old man is gonna go nuts. The definition of a lie is the truth you believe in. Oh no. Uh-huh. Oh god. Okay, so this is gonna be, I guess, when they kill this asshole. Holy metal as shit, what the fuck? Oh. Holy fuck, Rankin. Okay. Well, this will definitely cause problems. This will definitely cause problems. What the fuck is that sword even? That looks very interesting. With the support of friends who never existed. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, wait. Wait. You put an end to the monster with courage with the support of friends who never existed. Uh-huh. Okay, go on. What the hell happened here? Okay. The background extending in the background because I'm playing in a in the ultra-wide format on the emulator. Okay. Well, at least now you can see how far the layers extend in the images, the filters and everything. Funny. Anyway, what is this dark mist right now? Uh-huh. Fiery surface. What's this, Adula? Am I in Fire Force now? What is happening? Oh wow, they're actually retreating. Oh wow, they're actually running away, holy shit. Oh, never mind, he's back. Yeah, you guys are fucked. So what happens? Okay. Well, he's here. Okay, so this has to be... Oh god. What in the fuck are these now? Hi? Uh-huh. Okay. Is this his it's fear. Okay, those things inflicted fear. Reinforcements? Oh yeah, they converge into him, okay. Holy aura, what the hell? Nice. Oh, his health is dropping. Okay, so whatever this mode is, it auto-kills him. Uh-oh. Yeah? Okay. What now? Okay. Uh-huh. Interesting. So what's next? Uh-huh.
They must be wiped away. Like Ganea was.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he's going nuts. He's going nuts. Holly is about to murder this entire village by his own self. The frail miner picks up a burning firewood and walks toward the silent houses. Oh god, Holly, no. Holy moly, hi? Who the fuck is that the old lady? Holy shit. Huh. Is that even the old woman? Or was it someone else who was with them the entire time pretending to be the old woman? Oh. Hi. Hi there. Yeah, the dead The dead Emperor blade. The old lady. Bathed in like a holy shine. And a shit ton of miners just stabbing away at the guy. Yeah. 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 Ah, it's... that's an image. I'm actually surprised that this image didn't show up in the kill scene for him at the end. Okay. Very interesting, but yeah, that old woman is weird. Huh. That interaction as well. Now that they're painting her in a weird light as well, her interaction earlier with Rankin was also kind of weird, where he kind of felt... He felt something after she placed her palm on his chest for like a split moment, and then moved away. Interesting.